Well, obviously Everton haven't had a game for a fortnight because they were supposed to play Liverpool last week, who were in the Carling Cup final. So I think normally if a team's on a 7-match unbeaten run, they would rather be playing. But I think with all the injuries that Everton have had, I mean, David Moyes was saying this week that he's quite glad that they weren't playing in a way. Certainly for the QPR game, they can expect the likes of Jelavic back, Osborne and Rodwell could be back, Tim Cahill could be back, and Victor Anichebe. So strong squad. I mean, Stephen Pienaar will be back as well because he was cup tied for the Blackpool game. But should be, it's one of those games for Everton really. They haven't had the best of records at QPR in recent visits, but the last visit was back in 1996, so I'm not sure whether we can read much into that. I think QPR, one of the teams who came up last year. I mean, not many people expected them to do that well, and I don't think anybody was that surprised when Neil Warnock got sacked. I think the surprise came that it was so far into the season, and also that when Mark Hughes has gone and taken over, they've only taken something like 2 points from the 6 games that he's been in charge, so he's not made that much of a difference. Obviously QPR spent a lot of money. They've used something like 35 different players this season, which is an awful lot for a Premier League team. And given the fact that they've sold next to none of them, it's an awful lot of players to keep on paying the wages, which I think is an issue they're going to find in the summer if they are still in the Premier League. 2 of the players they signed in January were Djibril Cissé, formerly Liverpool, who, if I'm right, I think he's actually suspended for this one because of his sending off, and Bobby Zamora, who has scored a few goals against Everton in his time, but playing for Fulham this season up at Craven Cottage, he missed one right at the end, which would have won Fulham the game really, and Everton went on to win 3-1. In terms of the game itself, QPR haven't got a very good home record. They tend to struggle in front of their own supporters, even if Loftus Road really is like a throwback arena. The stadium itself is everything's quite intimate and everybody's quite close to the pitch. So you'd expect them to have fed off that, but they haven't really managed to do it. And of course Everton played QPR in Everton's first game of the season and lost 1-0. And I'd be surprised if something like that happened now. I mean, I know the players don't like to talk about revenge and making amends and all of this, but they're aware that it wasn't a very good start to the season. I think they'll be keen to, make up for that result, and I think they could easily got a chance to extend their unbeaten run to 8 games now.